Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to afternoon edition of the Toon Review with me and Billy Bob Trey. Now, firstly, I'll start off by apologising for the lack of shows. We've only been able to bring you a few watch-alongs lately. That's been due to rather poor health on my side of things. Billy's had a bit of flu earlier on as well. I've had a really nasty chest infection, bronchitis, still have it. But we are back and we'll try and bring you as many shows as we can now, especially now the season is coming to a start again over after Christmas and things like that. So we are back despite the winter trying to cripple us. But hopefully shows will be coming, recorded videos, news on Newcastle United again. But today we wanted to bring you a show because obviously we're doing the watch along tonight, me and Billy, between Holland and Argentina, which is historically a fantastic game in the World Cup. But we'll come on to the World Cup a bit later on because we're going to look at the four quarterfinals and we'll see who's going where, which of course includes England tomorrow night, which you will catch right here. You can watch the game on your TV, but if you want alternative commentary, then come and join us on this channel because it's great. It's great. So get yourselves on. Now we've got some news on some new merchandise, which I'll pop on halfway through the show or something like that. We'll go through a few quick comments, Billy, before we get into the thick of the matter with Newcastle United's performance last night. Tom says, who do you think will be able to stop Mbappe and Giroud tomorrow? Well, we'll come on to that a bit later. Cesare, the usual rules from the mods. They keep a very strict regime to our mods. Rachel, good afternoon to you. Norvik, good afternoon. Julie J is here. Calvin says Bellingham is a done deal. I can feel it in my plums. Interesting one, Calvin, to be honest, but I'm not sure how your plums will feel because Billy, that kid's going to take an awful lot of cash to bring in wherever he's going.
It seems he's got his eyes set on Anfield, isn't it? Looking to what he's said, and I think he's just what Liverpool need. Actually, I think there'll be a fantastic signing for anyone, but Liverpool lack that player that can do all that stuff that Bruno can for us. For instance, they lack that player, and I think it'll be a good signing for them.
Money's going to be a thing, though, isn't it? I mean, they're going to have to fork out a hell of a lot of money for him, and are Liverpool, there's been rumours that the owners want to sell up, so are they going to put a lot of money in to get Jude Bellingham?
The rumours are that they're going to leave the club with a parting present. So,
all right, okay,
maybe they will. But if he wants to go there, they're going to pull out all the stops. I imagine, because I think Real Madrid are interested, PSG, anyone's interested. Man United, Man City, I assume would be interested, of course.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it seems like he's got his heart set on Anfield. So, yeah, unfortunately.
Time will tell. Time will tell. Julie J says it would be great, but if Liverpool are sniffing around like flies around dog shit. Yeah, they are. But Rachel says, I hope your plums are right, Calvin. Yes, we've never had somebody's plums giving us predictions before. Very interesting. Billy, one thing I did want to ask you is we haven't been together for a live since the situation with Coventry City was arisen. Of course, Mike Ashley bought the stadium and has now asked Coventry City to leave, basically evict them. What the hell is going on?
He wants new terms set up, basically, where Coventry can still play at the CBS, whatever it's called these days.
Yeah,
probably the Sports Direct Arena soon. But he wants all the merchandise, food, ticket revenue going to him and not to the club. So I don't think the owners are going to have that. But they're talking, and let's see what happens. But I think the plan was for him to kind of put, because this new owner, Doug King, hadn't passed the EFL fit owners and directors test as yet. If he's trying to purchase a club without a ground, because he's the one that's purchasing it, Mike Ashley's hoping that they're going to turn it down. And then he's the only winner left in the race, apart from the bloke that tried to buy Sunderland, that William Story. He's interested also. But they could come together, actually, because William Story has been bigging up Mr. Ashley in the Coventry press. So it's very strange. It's very strange. And Mark Robinson was manager of the month today, which is even more strange. They did win 4 games.
But I mean, you know what it is? It's the fans I feel sorry for, Coventry, Billy, because they've been through so much shit over the years. You know, I mean, obviously playing at Old Highfield Road, I remember that stadium really well, and then moved into the Rico, trying to move forward as a football club, and it's just been so, ever since the move, really, isn't it? It's just been so red taped for them, and then of course they weren't playing there for a number of seasons, and it just seems to, there's never a settled situation at Coventry City, is there?
There's not a Coventry City fan in the whole of Coventry that thinks that Highfield Road move was a good one. They should have stayed there. They were happy there. They had a ground there that was in some ways intimidating. It was a close-knit ground.
It was,
a good ground for the size of it. You know, plenty of atmosphere there, even though one end was open, but they built upon that towards the end of its tenure.
But it wasn't run down either. It wasn't a run-down ground, though, was it? It wasn't.
No, the one end that was run down had been built on they put a roof on it, so it was roof all the way around, apart from the West End, the West End as they call it in Coventry. Just 2 corners were uncovered, but it was lots of kind of people that owned the club at the time made a lot of money out of that, and the council got involved, and this, that, and the other. Sisu then got involved, cherry picked it, and basically all they own now really is a few players' contracts. They don't own anything else. They've got the golden ticket, which makes them a league club, and a few players' contracts. They don't own ground. They don't own the training ground. Got nothing. It's a shame. It's a sad shame. But
unbelievable.
I've had a few Coventry City fans over the years take the piss out of me for Mike Ashley, and you know, some parts of me actually think, well, a bit of poetic justice going on at the moment. But there you go.
Yeah. Julie J says Agent Hendo briefly befriending Bellingham like Agent Chips is befriending Madison. Simon says Piff selling the Toon for Man United, biggest load of rubbish I've heard in years. Look, I mean, Goldbridge, I mean, I absolute nonsense what he was talking about on his show earlier. It's bollocks. Why are you, Piff, putting on this fantastic tour for Newcastle United and doing and spending a fortune on this trip? Let's be honest. To sell, it's the biggest load of crap in the world. You know, if Piff will not sell Newcastle United. You know, certainly in the next 5-10 years, not a chance. No. So just forget all that. It's a load of shit. It's come from some stupid professor at Leeds who hasn't got a clue what he's frigging talking about for a start. And by the way, Professor, if you'd like to come onto this channel and explain your absolute bollocks, you're quite welcome to. Email address is in the description. Get in touch. Come on. Have a little word with us about why Piff are going to sell Newcastle United. Or stay away, keep your gob shut, and don't speak anymore.
It's quite simple. It's quite simple. They bought us for £305 million. Manchester United are available for £6 billion. But on top of that, there's £1 billion of debt, which makes it £7 billion. And currently, the £305 million purchase is above the £7 billion one in the league.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any economic sense or sense, full stop, whatsoever.
Yep. Totally agree. Hi, Paul and Billy, says Julie. Rachel. Callum says, afternoon, gents. Looking forward to the next 2 weeks. Yep. Andrew, good afternoon. Barbara says, great to see you back, Paul and Billy. Thank you very much, Barbara. David says, nice to see you back and on the mend. Sure, last night's glorious game was just what the doctor ordered. It was. Listen, we were going to do a watch-along last night. It was all set up. I waited for as long as I possibly could to decide if I was well enough to do the watch-along. Sadly, I wasn't. I sent Billy a message saying, look, would you be able to do it? Billy was stuck in awful traffic getting home from work. It was just one of those things, guys. 5 o'clock is very difficult, especially for Billy when he finishes work. So we couldn't do it. It was just one of those unfortunate things. But like I said, everybody watched it, and it was... Well, we'll come on to it in a minute. It was really good. Julie says, I wonder if Bruno is playing this afternoon and we have some Brazilian dance routines to piss off Roy Keane. He's not. I think Brazil will go through, but we'll come to that a bit later. Peter said, so glad to see you back. Seems like an age, man. It does. Billy's done a few watch-alongs. Last time I was on, I think, was the England game. And I struggled through that, to be honest. But it was very, very difficult. But... We battle on. KB, good to see you. Good afternoon to you. Lee Toft says transfer news. There isn't any at the minute. We will be doing a transfer show probably next week now with Alex. He's in Norway at the minute today. So He's gone across to Norway. So when he comes back, we'll get everything set up for that. Angelica, good afternoon. Hope you're well. Rolly, hi, Paul and Billy. Hope you're both recovered. We're getting there. We're getting there. Graham says, afternoon all. It was so good watching the lads yesterday, being too long. Looking forward to everything getting back to normal. Billy, I mean, we'll start talking about the match because it was certainly a lot more competitive than I thought it was going to be. Obviously, there was a trophy up for grabs, and there was a lot of tackles flying in. This is the side that Newcastle United went with. We went with Karius in goal, Manquillo, Lascelles, Botman, Lewis, Shelby, Willock, Joe Linton, Jacob Murphy, St. Maximan, and Chris Wood. Now, Chris Wood had to come off injured. I haven't heard anything about that injury, Billy. I don't know if you have.
No.
What kind of injury it was. But obviously, we made a change with Longstaff coming on then and St. Max going up top. Now, I was surprised to see Karius in goal, Billy, because obviously his contract's coming to an end soon. Is it possible that we're going to extend that contract?
On yesterday's showing, absolutely 100%.
Yeah, he was brilliant, wasn't he?
I thought it was outstanding. His handling was superb. His positioning was superb. His communication looked to be good as well. You can't tell, obviously, watching, but yeah, I thought he looked a much better number 2 than Mr. Darlow.
He made some very, very good saves, didn't he? I mean, he saved one. Well, I think from what was he called? That old Man United player. What?
Yeah, I know what you mean. The one that used to play for Watford.
Used to play for Watford. Yeah. Well, he made a good save there, where he looked as if he was actually going to leave it for the other striker, but he didn't. He stuck a left foot out at the last second, and Karius went down to his right. Yes, it was close to him, but it was good reactions. And then the one he tipped around the post was a wonderful save because he was a full stretch for that. So, you know what? We've been waiting to see Karius for quite some time and to see, is he this, flappable goalkeeper that we've seen, for Liverpool over the years and things like that. And he let's be honest, he has had a bit of a reputation since that Champions League disaster, but he stood tall yesterday, didn't he? He really did.
I thought it was outstanding. I really did. Like you say, the handling, not one fumble. His distribution was good also. Yeah, he looked a very, very decent number 2 goalkeeper, which is when Gillespie came on it looked a bit more different than that. It looked a bit more shaky at the back.
Yeah.
Purely because of his lack of leadership, if you like, and voice. But I thought Karius did a really good job. And yeah, if he's played himself to a new contract, then good luck to him because he deserves one.
He looked really confident. Now, those of you that have been living under a rock, this is the result, obviously, from yesterday. 5-0 win. Big Joe getting 2 first-half goals. Miggy Almiron coming on and getting 2 as well. And Dylan Stevenson grabbing the last one, a tap in at the back post. It was... Miggy just looks on fire, Billy.
Yeah, just carried on as he left off, didn't he? He just came on and took the game by the scruff of the neck. 2 good goals, almost another... I think he hit the post with another shot. Yeah, he just looked outstanding, didn't he? And he got a bit of a kicking as well from their defence. They were very physical on the Saudi side.
Which is, I mean, obviously there was a trophy up for grabs, so it was, like we said earlier, a lot more competitive than I thought it was going to be going into the friendly. Barbara says, I'm heading over for the friendly game Saturday week. Hope to meet a few of the team at the game. Got myself a corporate box for the game. I think I deserve it. Well, you certainly do. Well done. And I'm sure you'll enjoy that. Graham says Ashley is a parasite. Ian says, I'm hearing Ashby is all but signed. Yeah, the West Ham defender, yeah, very much so. Tangy says, one player I think would be a good backup for Botman and Shares, the Aussie defender called Suter. Yeah, he had a really good World Cup for Australia. Really good. And it's like we said before the World Cup started, Billy, that there is going to be players that will stand out in the World Cup. But what I've noticed is these players that are standing out are more from the smaller nations, if you like. The not so favourite to win the tournament nations. They've got some good players.
Yeah, Suter was outstanding for Australia. I mean, been playing for Stoke City, and I think he plays in Scotland now. Does he for Hibs or Hearts, something like that? But looks an outstanding player. Really does look a good player. However, the lad that come on the sub yesterday for us, Murphy, looked really composed and assured when he came on.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, I mean, it's not a position we're lacking in, really, is it?
Yeah, well, we will talk about the youngsters that came on because I thought that they did really, really well. Spacebar says, how to win friends the Mike Ashley way.
Yeah.
Toonami Steve says, if we are only to sign one player in January, as Eddie seems to state, Then wonder if the recent new sponsors will be enough to get us to the supposed 60 million needed. As a bit concerned, FFP kicking us. Look, I wouldn't take what Eddie Howe says for granted just yet about transfers, Billy, because that is going to change as the weeks move on. Obviously, you know, we could pick up players, could pick up knocks, etc., which means we would have to look at the transfer window at some point.
And of course, it's the worst poker players trick in the book, isn't it? To release your hand before the thing's been called. You don't want to tell people you've got millions of pounds to spend because suddenly the price goes up all of a sudden, doesn't it? So, yeah, I think Eddie Howe's playing cards close to his chest, as he always does, whether it be press conferences or transfers.
Indeed. John says, hello, everyone. Moving forward, if you had a choice between Liverpool and Newcastle United, why would you go for Liverpool? Well, exactly. I mean, look, Newcastle United, I don't care what anybody says. We have an opportunity to have a fan base bigger than Liverpool's because obviously Liverpool is a two-club city. Newcastle isn't. I think that if we had a ground of 90,000, we'd fill it every week. I mean, absolute no doubt about that. So I think they looked at the perspective and the promise that Newcastle United can give them, as well as them to us. You know, they've got a massive fan base here and can win stuff here. There's no doubt about it. So for me, you know, Liverpool, yes, they're a big attraction. They've got a fantastic history in football. Let's be honest. You know, they've been wonderful over the years. But so have we. You know, we may not have won a lot, but we've got a big history in this game. And I think now the way the support is, Billy, you know, they can see what is happening at Newcastle United.
Yes, I think it's a project that's just took off, and players like Jude Bellingham, for instance. I mean, I don't for a minute think he will come to Newcastle. I think he obviously can't play Champions League if he moves in January anyway, but he'll be expecting Champions League for Liverpool. Will he get it at Newcastle next season? I mean, it's a chance of it. There's more chance at the moment than there is at Liverpool, but when push comes to shove, I think players like Bellingham will go to Liverpool because of the Champions League pull. But that's not to say that's going to stay like that forever, because within the next, maybe even this season, I think the worm is going to turn, and you'll see Newcastle United not just challenging for Champions League places, but challenging for the title itself. So
absolutely,
I think the more these players that come in early doors, the quicker it happens. So you know, you've got to try and sell the club, and all you've got to do is point to the table at the minute. Yeah,
definitely. Peter says, I'm very disappointed. Roy never mentioned the Toon review when he was interviewed by Adam P yesterday. I haven't seen it, to be honest. I haven't watched any of it. To coin a phrase, says, tell them to piff off. Absolutely. Ian says, also funny how everyone is slagging off our owners, and then at the first sniff, they are like, yes, Saudi's buying our club. It's typical, man. You know, it's just because, but they're not buying Man United. They're just not. It's not happening. Goldbridge is away with the fairies, and so is this bloody professor from Leeds, Professor friggin' Doolittle, whatever his name is. Graham says, you tell that professional bell end, Paul. Thank you very much. Zishan, thank you very much for your £4.49 super chat. I really appreciate that, buddy. Afternoon, guys. I know it's a friendly, but I thought that scoreline flattered us. They were really poor. They were really poor? Do you mean us or Al Hilal? Because I didn't think we were poor.
We started off a bit slow. We gave the ball away a few times,
as we tend to do, Billy. But how long is it since we kicked the football?
6 weeks. Yeah,
exactly.
6 weeks. So you know, you got to expect a bit of rust. I thought as the game went on, I thought we played some really nice stuff actually, and I thought, some of the players that we don't usually kind of see, like St. Maximan, for instance, was brilliant up front. I thought he had a great game when he went up front. I thought Jacob Murphy was outstanding while he was on the pitch. Also, you know, the players that we don't always see as heroes or unsung heroes, if you like. I thought they stepped up to the plate yesterday, quite a few of them.
Indeed. But like I say, it's 6 weeks since we kicked the football in anger, so come on. There's got to be a bit of leeway, guys. Just a reminder, if you are enjoying today's show, please do hit the like button for us. And, of course, if you're new to the channel and like what you see, please do subscribe, come and be part of the Toon Review community. And, of course, you can become a member. We've got lots of giveaways to come in the next few, leading up to Christmas. We've got a huge order of mugs. All the orders have gone, but we've got a lot standing by. So we're going to give them away prizes as well. So lots to give away in the next couple of weeks. Spacebar says, why would you do that when there's billions worth of debt, then repairs and upgrades to Old Trafford for 10 times the amount paid for Newcastle? Yeah, that's what Billy mentioned before. Chinglish is Bellingham or Madison. Who would you prefer?
I prefer Maddison. I prefer Maddison because we need a Maddison. We don't need a Bellingham. We've got Bruno to do his role. So, personally, I'd take Maddison, even though he's obviously not the player that Bellingham is, but positionally, I think he suits more.
I agree. Just as obviously answering to Peter, Roy is a friend of the channel. I'm sure his mind was just on the new experience and having just watched our lads playing again. Yeah, exactly. I mean, he wouldn't. I'm not looking to say, "Oh my God, Roy didn't mention the Toon review. He's in trouble." No, not at all. Chris, good afternoon to you. Ian says, "I like Maddison, but Bellingham is a future global star. Doubt he'd come though." Just not at the minute. Niall, good afternoon to you. Rich, is that professor is a monumental bell end. Well, there you go. John says the Saudis are going to love building us up again. They're not here to fail and don't walk away from a project they've started. Do you get the impression they just love being involved with us? Because I do. Yes, you can see that during the tour, Billy. You can see all the things that they've gone to the extreme to welcome the football club, haven't they?
They have indeed, and I thought Amanda Staveley showed genuine love for each and every one of them players yesterday when they came off the pitch and received the trophy. She kissed every one of them and cuddled every one of them. You know, there's genuine love there. It's not owner and acolytes, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're friends of hers. You know, she has genuine children, if you like, genuine love for them, and it's great to see. And I think this all comes down from the people above her, obviously welcoming the club into the country, and it seems like the fans on the street are being welcomed by all and sundry also. So it's the genuine love affair going on with Newcastle United in Saudi Arabia at the minute, and that can't go wrong, can it? It's going to be awesome as it builds in the future, I think.
Absolutely. Ian Fleming, thank you for your £5 super chat. He says, "Hi, Paul Billion Mod. Sorry I'm late." No problem, mate. No problem. It's a Friday afternoon. Jim says, "Missing you guys. Glad you're back here. Can we get an update from the King of Qatar? Adam P interviewed him at the game yesterday, waiting for back to NUFC in action." Well, Roy has been sending us little clips of videos and that, but I did put a few up at the beginning, but then I kept getting them taken down by FIFA because it was, for some reason, even the stuff that he does outside the ground, FIFA were taking it down. And I'm like, well, hang on a minute. Surely that's nothing to do with them. It's really bizarre. So it's been difficult to get any stuff from Roy up on the channel. Ian says, "Piff bought into Mandy and Meerdad. Man United have F all." Indeed. Spacebar says, "Having said that, I'd like Piff to reaffirm their commitment to Newcastle United to put this to bed. They don't have to. They've just bought the club. They don't have to do anything like that. They look what's going on with the lads in Saudi now. That is their reply, basically. That is what they're saying. This is our club, and so there you go. Back injury according to Eddie Howe for Chris Wood. Rachel says, by the sounds, Karius wants to stay as well. Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to be a part of it, to be honest? Igalo's the name of the player. Of course it is, yes.
Odious Igalo was Odian, but he was odious yesterday. Some of the tackles, that tackle he did on, who was it? He kicked Miggy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Miggy.
He stood right down his Achilles tendon.
Yeah.
Nasty bit of work.
I tell you what, Miggy went on some great runs yesterday, man. There was one in the second half where he was absolutely chopped to the floor. He went from his own half. It looked like he was going to go all the way, and the Hilal lad just smashed him.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I like Karius. I hope he stays. Wood had a twinge in his back. Angelica says, "Yeah, Paul, I'm fine. I just booked a holiday to Lanzarote in February as a Christmas present to the kids from the granddad. First holiday abroad for 2 decades. I'm sure he'll have a smashing time." Chinglish says, "Leeds apparently interested in Wood." Yeah, we've heard a little rumor about that, but that's all it is at the minute. Is rumor. Chess says, "I was unable to watch the game, so was Joe Linton playing as a striker?" No. He just made some great runs. The second goal was a brilliant run, played through by it was Willock, wasn't it? Played him through. The goalkeeper made a bit of a hash of it, but I think it went in, and that's all we're bothered about. But it'll be good for Joe Linton to get those 2 goals, Billy.
Yeah, he started off on that usual kind of marauding role in midfield, but when Wood went off and Max went up front, he moved out to the left wing, didn't he? And that's where he got his goal from. His first goal was a header from a brilliant run from Jacob Murphy, nice little dink cross. But yeah, he looks another one that didn't look like he stopped playing. He was straight into it and smashing players and getting into the box and just basically winning the game, really.
Yeah, I thought Willock had a great game. I thought Murphy played well. Yeah. I mean, it does. It bodes well, and especially we've got another friendly coming up against Vallecano, and then into the cup. So obviously, one omission was Isak, Billy.
I think we'll see him the next friendly. I think we'll see him the next friendly.
Were you expecting him to be involved yesterday?
I thought he might have made the bench. Strange. He's there. We know he's there because the commentator told us of his initiation song and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think he'll play in the next friendly. I think that'll kind of get him back into the swing of things.
Zishan, thank you for another £4.49 super chat. He says, I meant Al Hilal were poor. Also, do you think because of Isak's injury, we might need another striker? I don't think a striker will be on the radar, to be honest. Look, Isak will get fit. There is no doubt about it. I was expecting Isak, I must admit, to play some part in the game yesterday. Some part, and then maybe a big part in the next friendly. But we'll see what happens when we take on Vallecano. Simon says Joe in midfield, Maxi left, Murphy right, and Wood up front. Yep, that's how it was. Chinglish says Karius had one shocking game. It doesn't make him a bad keeper. That's very true. That's very, very true. Irani Granny says he's Iranian, he's Qatari, he's the legend Roy Kaviani. Great new chant. Well, there you go. There you go. John says, did you see that bit of class from our Australian lad at the end of the Argentina game? He nearly created an equaliser from nothing. Cracking prospect and hope to see him soon. And he had our top one. Yeah, Garan Kual, obviously, difficult chance that at the end, wasn't it? I mean, I think Emi Martinez did very well. He was very quick off his line and managed to get his arm on it. And then, obviously, coming home in Australia, he had the away kit on, Billy, at the airport.
Yeah, I think the Australian manager will regret not actually playing him more because he stepped into it. Look, he'd been playing it for 10 years, didn't he? He was the most threatening player that Australia had, even for the half an hour he played. And I think the Australian manager might regret not playing him a little bit sooner because he's got something, that kid. He's got something special and he's going to do it with us, so it's all good.
Yeah, absolutely. Chester Simon Jordan says that Bellingham would choose Liverpool because why would you go to a project when you can go to the finished article? For a former owner, he does lack vision. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Liverpool, I mean, could you say they're the finished article now? Not in my eyes. They're on if anything, I think Liverpool are on a slight decline now and need some reinforcements. So, I think money's going to talk in Bellingham wherever he goes at the end of the day. Listen, he might decide just to stay at Dortmund. He's having a fantastic time. He's one of the main players there for a couple more years. It's not like he's got age against him. He's got years left. Stu says, afternoon, Paul and Billy. How's it going, lads? Good to see TTR back. We're getting there, Stu. I hope you're well, matey. Julie J says Simon Jordan has just up his own backside. Absolutely. I mean, this Billy. What's this one? 130 years old today, of course. Newcastle United. And I mean, that picture there. If you look at the staff compared to what it was like under our previous regime, we wouldn't have seen anything like this, would we?
No, there'd have been 4 people sat above the Newcastle badge, and 3 of them would have been called Steve, and all 3 would have been absolutely pathetic at the job. It's just not on at all the way that they run the club on a skeleton staff, and the skeletons were shite. So this is what professional teams have now. They need a good backroom staff, all sorts of science people and fitness people and coaches, and obviously this is what professional football's all about these days.
Yeah.
Steve Bruce obviously lives still in the end of the 1990s, and that's hence why we were sitting at the bottom of the table all the time with him in charge. Yeah,
it's an incredible photo. It really is. Now this one was, isn't that incredible? Seeing us lift a trophy, Billy. A canny trophy as well, it has to be said. But has that given you a taste for more? Of obviously the major stuff.
Absolutely, and what surprised me is that the actual squad knew how to celebrate lifting the trophy. That obviously they've seen it on TV and stuff, but I thought they looked pretty good doing it. And yeah, this might be the first of many, many, many. And enough, you can never get enough trophies. That's what I think, especially in the situation we're in. We've never seen one, have we? So
Yeah. Now, another photo that I really loved was this one here. The youngsters there, just looking at the medals, thinking, "Wow, look at the size of the medals. It's like the Olympics." And then Eddie Howe behind there, just with a massive beaming smile on his face, which we tend to see a lot now. And he's chuffed we won that game without a shadow of a doubt, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a professional. He doesn't like to lose anything, does he? He's sends us out to win every game. And let's be honest, apart from one game this year which we lost. We've not been beaten. We're still in December, and we've lost one game all year. And the game we lost, we shouldn't have lost. So, it's a fantastic turnaround, and it's all down to him and his staff.
Now, this comment here from young Dylan Stevenson was really great. He says, "I was absolutely buzzing when I saw the ball hit the back of the net. It's a very happy moment for myself and my family. I'm absolutely delighted about it as well, as the team getting a good win. Joining the academy at the age of 14, I never thought I'd come all this way to score my first goal for Newcastle United. It's an unbelievable moment." And massive congratulations, because we have been saying in the last season as well that we're looking forward to Dylan Stevenson coming through to the and play a few games for the first team, Billy.
Yeah, and another one that looks like he's got a little bit of something about him. I thought all the youngsters that came on yesterday actually acquitted themselves really, really well. Murphy, Dylan Stevenson, Joe White, Elliot Anderson to a certain extent. I thought he was done wrong by the referee a couple of times, but yeah, it's good to have this kind of stuff coming through from you, because you can't do it all with money. You've got to have some kind of base from the youth team, and yeah, these lads seem to have something about them. Let's hope they can continue it and be first team footballers for years to come. Let's hope that happens, because it's always better to have some local lads on your side, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to say that a lot of excitement is coming now, because I was surprised that he played so many of the youngsters yesterday, but he obviously has seen them in training. He's obviously got faith in them, and he decided to give them an outing for it. And it wasn't just 5 minutes; it was a good period of time that they played. So credit to them, because they certainly took their opportunities. I mean, Chelsea says here, isn't Al Hilal one of the best Asian teams right now? I'd say a very good showing. Yeah, Al Hilal, I think, did they not win the Asian Champions League not too long ago? I'm
pretty sure
I'm
they
not
did.
Sure.
Pretty sure they did, but I mean, half their side all plays for Saudi Arabia. Don't they know were playing last night? The Al Dalsouris of this world and that. But yeah, they had some, obviously the Carrillos, the Peruvian player, and Igalo and other players like that. They were pretty formidable in that continent. They are the top dogs. So yeah, it is a good result.
And like we said before, they wanted to win it. They wanted. It was a very physical game. Ian says 5-0 and we hit the bar and the post. Absolutely. Spacebar says most of the team changed at halftime. Put some perspective on it. Well, yeah. Look, we can only go out there and do as well as we can and win the game. And the fact that we put so many of our youngsters on, for that second half was a credit to the lads. Really, it really was. Christmas TTR Christmas jumpers next year, Paul. Susan. Yep. We'll see. Steve says Bellingham is going to be an elite player for the next decade plus. I'd love Maddison, but I'd take Bellingham first. Barbara says, for some reason, we couldn't get the game here in Ireland. I was raging. I'm not sure why. If it's on the website, I don't understand that at all. It's a shame. Ian says, good to see you looking better, Paul. Thank you. James says, where was Isak? I thought he was fit again. I don't know. They haven't said anything on Isak anyway. He just wasn't involved yesterday. Amanda Staveley's Black and White Army says top G. Simon says, did anyone notice even the Newcastle coach in Saudi was covered in the current players on the side, considering it's only a short visit? Amazing. Yeah. And that's the point we're making about how big the making of this tour, Billy. So,
it's a perfect public relations exercise all the way around, from the fans' day and stuff like that, to playing their top team in front of. Well, it's a small stadium. There wasn't many there, but anyone was there, and yeah, I think it's just a perfect PR exercise to kind of transmit our global popularity as it's going to be. And certainly Saudi Arabia is going to be massively popular. Surely we're going to be their team now. So yeah, perfect PR exercise.
I think they normally play in the 90,000 seater stadium. I'm led to believe. which they do sell out regularly. Spacebar says, nice touch of the lads to wear the green kit for the tour. Listen, we're always going to play in that kit. You can't tell me otherwise. That was what they were going to wear regardless. Jez says, Miggy might just turn into the new Diego Forlan, coming alive at 28 with a manager who understands how to get the best out of him. Well, certainly Steve Bruce did not have a clue how to get the best out of him, Bill.
100%. Yeah, he didn't know where to play him at times. He had him at right wing back and just ridiculous places like that. Eddie Howe's come into the club and just him straight away where he needs to play him to get him in the game more. And fair play to Miggy, he's proved a lot of us wrong, including me. I don't think he had the physicality
as well.
to do it. But he has. He's come in and he's been brilliant. So let's hope that continues for many years to come. Yeah, he's a great player.
Absolutely. Nathan says, hello all. Currently, I'm 90% over the Atlantic crossing. Long, bumpy trip. Watching TTR to help the time whilst prepping crew lunch. Have a good day all. Roll on Christmas at home and restart of the Premier League. Well, it's amazing that we're so high above the sky, Billy. We're everywhere, which is really nice. Angelicus is sitting here thinking, shit, I've missed Toon Review talking about Newcastle. I can't wait for the proper football to start again. Us as well. The Cramlington Wanderer says, Howie already said Isak will be back for the Leicester game. Yeah, but we need to see. He's not going to be straight on the pitch for the Leicester game. He's got to get some action. So hopefully we'll see him. Isak has also been shot in the training videos. I think it's a gradual build-up of his workload since he hasn't kicked the ball since September, October. Can't wait to see more of Isak. Top G says Eddie's going to turn Garang Kual into a superstar. Well, it's interesting to see what happens with him where he's going to go on loan, Billy, because I'm under no illusion he's going to go on loan. But it's where?
Yeah, it's going to have to be a competitive European league, isn't it? Whether you can get a club in Holland or not so much Belgium, but Holland or Portugal, something like that. Who knows? But it's got to be somewhere that's going to benefit us as well as him. So, yeah, I wouldn't want to see him drop to the Championship, for instance, or the Scottish Premier or anything like that. It needs to be, in the top level league. I'm going to say Holland.
Yeah, I would as well. I was going to say like PSV, Ajax, so one of the top, because you're not going to worry that he's not going to get fantastic training over there. We know that they're meticulous with the training methods out in Holland. The talent rolls off the conveyor belt regularly, and the Eredivisie isn't that bad of a league to play in. I watched a lot of it, and it's not too bad. And I think he'll grow in stature there to come back an even better player. The way the coach over there. Ian says, Piff the Magic Dragon is going to set the Premier League on fire. James says, does the Australian lad qualify for a work permit now? Not yet, no. I don't think he played enough in the World Cup, to be honest. I think he only came on twice. Steve says, not all Steves are useless, I mean, I am obviously, but there's bound to be some good ones somewhere.
It's my middle name as well, Steve. So, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, absolutely. Keith, good afternoon to you. Ian says, first trophy of many, as Billy says. Spacebar says it was a nice-looking trophy. It certainly was. Just as talking about that picture of the backroom staff and that it wouldn't have happened in the past, even the NUFC website actually feels like it's been taken care of. There are videos for every occasion. Yep, absolutely. They've got everything going in the right direction. Still work to do, of course, but it is definitely going in the right way. Sol says that's good to let them get them used to winning trophies before the real deal. It was good goal from Stevenson. The two young lads who came on did well. Absolutely. 100%. The stream was faultless, as Ian Skinner last night. Yes, it was. It was a really good stream. For once, it was nice without any interference or anything like that. It was good stuff. David says, big fingers and a small keyboard. Toon, not goon. Commentator said 22,000 fans were there. It holds 60K. Not that stadium they were in last night did not hold 60K. No way. What he said was it was a 22,000 seater stadium. It wasn't full, but they normally have 60 to 90,000 in the normal stadium that they're playing. That's what he meant by that. Angelica says, guys, is Kitbag a decent company to get a Toon shirt? Yeah, I've never heard any problems with Kitbag before. Steve Bruce hasn't got a clue about getting the best out of a potato, let alone a footballer.
I don't know about that. I think he'd be quite good with a potato.
Rich, it's finally great to see a live show. I heard Isak is planned to return for the Bournemouth game, so we'll miss the friendly at home too. I also thought Shelby looked good yesterday.
Definitely worked himself into the game. He started off give a few balls away, but by the end of it, and he pulled up a couple of times also, which was a bit disconcerting, but he managed to carry on.
I probably cramped Billy. Let's be honest; it was a physical game, probably more physical than they were expecting, I think. And so cramps will creep in. Mary says, "Afternoon, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Nice to see you all live in the afternoon." David says, "We have some brilliant youngsters coming through. Probably why Howe was beaming from ear to ear at the end." Just as I've spoken to Billy before about how my dad became a Newcastle supporter because Kevin Keegan came to South Africa with Bobby Moore. It didn't occur to me now how important these tours are. And here I am, a second-gen fan. Yeah, they're very important, especially in the country that has the company that owns us, Billy.
100%. It's the first place we were going to go to. That doesn't mean we're limited to Saudi Arabia. I think there's a bigger outreach than just Saudi Arabia. China, America, all places around the world. I think we'll be going there and trying to create more fans. We want to be a global club, don't we? And the only way to do it is by getting out there and spreading the love, so to speak.
Absolutely. Now, I did say earlier on in the show about the merchandise. Now, if you want some merchandise before Christmas, Susan is putting the last order in on Sunday for any merchandise that you want before Christmas. We've got everything sorted with the problems we had with getting the stuff. It's all sorted now. If you want anything before Christmas, you need to order by Sunday. Now, we do have a couple of new mugs to go up there. Now, why is only one loaded up, Billy Trey? Why does that always happen? Let's have a look. That one hasn't loaded. So let's upload that one. So this is the first mug we have, or one of the new mugs.
What like that?
We're going to rise, hashtag the Toon Review, of course. That is our 40-second countdown before the show starts. Just for anyone that keeps commenting, no, it's too long. It helps us get things right before the show starts, right? That's why. Just make sure the sound and everything is fine. Microphones are working. All that kind of stuff goes on while the countdown plays. So obviously we're going to rise. There you go. That is one of the mugs. The other one is that one where Susan designed... of course, 6'5" is written, 0.5 is in red because, well, people keep... I wouldn't try and read the small print, Billy, because I can't read it from here. So
no, I'm a bit disconcerted that Alex is a little bit taller than me, and that definitely isn't the case.
Well, I mean, Billy, you're looking very trim there, mate. I have to say.
This is true. This is true. Yeah, I can't argue, really. Come on.
And, of course, Dipsy the cat there with Danielle holding the Toon Review flag. And we have some, little window signs for your car to stick on the back of your car to promote the Toon Review. So there you go. There you go. That is that's for the back of your car if you'd like to purchase one of those. Now, those 3 items will be available on the website this afternoon. They're not there yet, but I will be putting them on the website after the show this afternoon. And this is where you can find the rest of the merchandise.
So let's get down to business.
I've been waiting, think I wanna make that move now. Baby, tell me if you like it. Tell me if you like it now. I've been waiting, think I wanna make that move now. Baby, tell me how you like it.
Let's get down to business.
So there you go, the toonreview.co.uk, your place to go. And as I say, orders will be going in on Sunday if you want something for Christmas. But they'll be on the website this afternoon. I will put it on social media when they are available. And then, obviously, I'll mention it on the watch-along tonight with me and Billy. Let's have a look. Ian says, are you doing turkeys? No, I believe they're in a bit of tough demand at the moment, Ian, to get a hold of Christmas turkeys. I prefer chicken anyway, if I'm honest with you. Turkey's too dry. Tampa Toon, thank you for your $20 super chat. He says, Paul, I borrowed your old address yesterday to be able to watch the NUFC TV stream. Thanks. No problem. That is fine, my friend. As long as you got as long as you had it, well.
There's been the most unfortunate typo that Chaz just made.
Right, yeah, we'll see that in a second. David says, Miggy is now a world-class player. Amazing. Vortex says, sorry I'm late. Off to the start to watch, but nice to see you back, lads. Stay safe, get well, thank you. Barbara wants 2 car badges. Well, they'll be on the website this afternoon, Barbara. Just keep an eye on social media and I'll let you know when they're up. Foxy, good afternoon, mate. Hope you're both doing well. I was impressed with the team performance and our superstar, Miggy. I expect the attendance to be better. I thought the Saudis would have turned up. I'm hearing that it was only a certain... it wasn't made to general public. It was just... I'm not sure how to put that, Billy. It wasn't like a normal football
invites
match.
only. Invites
yeah,
only.
I think that's what it was, yeah. Jim says, goes to show what is being taught at our unis. Talk about the nutty professor. Absolutely. Solly says, afternoon, guys. I can't stay, but miss my fam so much. Just want to say hello and much love. Thank you, mate. Chinglish says, Shelby looks faster now than he did 5 seasons ago. What's out feeding these lads? No, they're just fit, Chinglish. They're just fit. Anth, good afternoon. Spacebar says, hope Danielle is doing okay. Yeah, she's fine. She's just behind the scenes, just getting everything sorted, just dealing with the more important things in life at the minute. Ian says, the cat was 3 foot tall. Yes, I know. It was a large cat. Stu says, glad to see Dipsy made it into a mug. Yep. I like coffee. Good afternoon. Nice kickabout for the Toon yesterday, wasn't it? Yes, it was. James has been missing NUFC and TTR coverage. Roll on the 21st. Irani Granny says, Paul, 6'5". Someone needs to speak to trading standards, not an inch over 5'2". Well, that's what people think before they meet me. They come up and say, oh, didn't realize you were that tall. Apparently, I look small on screen, but what do you know? Never mind. Rachel says, Ches, we need a mod squad mug. Rachel, you do. Rachel needs a mod mug as well, doesn't she? She hasn't got one yet. Will Piff build a Piff tower in the Toon, says David. Nobody knows, David. Nobody knows. Yes. Let's just embarrass Cesare, shall we? Now, Cesare, just to let you know, mate, that he lives in Tampa, not Tampa. I've never heard of Tampon as a place. I know what that is, which we won't go into too much detail on a Friday afternoon, but I do know what that is. So well done. You've had an absolute...
Maybe it's the American version of Beamish, something from an old period.
Oh, dear God. Yeah, but well done, Ches. You've had an absolute Castoria, mate. Congratulations. And yes, we did see that, Cesare, unfortunately for you. David says we need a bigger airport. Yes, we do. Rani Granny says she's got some turkeys going cheap. There you go. Just skip past those chippers' websites. Rani Granny says, I want a car sticker saying Paul Ditchburn snatched my nan. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. David says he thought he was watching Brazil last night. I wouldn't go that far, but, we did play okay. A Francisco TTR coffee mug. Oh, can you imagine, Billy, when you pour the kettle, right? You pour the hot water in, the hot water activates a voice with just Francisco going, yeah.
I can think of one person that's plenty buy one of them.
Oh, Rachel will buy about 15 of them and fill them all up at once. Yeah, no doubt about that. Gary, good afternoon to you. Angelica says, just ordered blue away shirt. I'll have to get the grandparent to wear hers too. Absolutely. Absolutely. I deleted that. Well, no, I saw it just. Jesus Christ.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. Class. Answers, do we really think we're going to get Maddison come in for January? I think we will. I've said all along, I am confident we're going to get him. But only time will tell, Billy, won't it?
He wants to come. I know that for certain. I think we want him. I think we know that. We win for him in the summer. It's whether Leicester are going to play ball with us.
Yeah.
He's running out. He's got 18 months on his contract now. Can they get that money for him in the summer? Doubtful. So I don't think they're going to let him go for free at the end of his contract. So I think there's a possibility of this thing.
Well, it'd be stupid, wouldn't it? It'd be absolutely stupid to let him go without thinking about the consequences of letting him go for free to 60 million quid. I mean, it's a lot of money.
And they're a bit strapped for cash as well, aren't they? So,
yeah,
we kind of got them over the battle, really.
100%. Right. Now, to finish the show off, last 10 minutes or so, we're going to talk about the quarterfinals of the World Cup. Now, obviously, we are in the serious stages now. We're at the crunch end of the tournament. Now, Croatia-Brazil kicks off in around 7 minutes' time. That game doesn't fill me with the excitement that Holland-Argentina does tonight. Croatia, very, very good football inside, but I think Brazil will roll them over.
I just can't see any Croatia getting near them, to be honest. The way they played the other night, they are weak down the one side of the defence. They have no left backs fit. Danile's gone to left back. He's a right back usually, and Ed Emily Towers playing at right back. There is a weakness there. It's whether you can get the ball long enough to create any trouble down that side. They were superb the other night against Korea. Really, really good. Bit disconcerting with the celebration. I thought that disrespectful with the celebrations, especially when the manager got involved with it. But yeah, some of the stuff they played was outstanding. The two centre halves creating the goal for was Richarlison? Was it the second goal or third goal? Just amazing goal. Yeah,
look, a lot of people have had to say on that the dance, and it just the saying
it went on for too long. It went on for 2-3 minutes.
Yeah. The saying it's part of the culture. Yeah, well, fair enough. Do a little bit of a dance like the Bebeto one. When he did that baby one in, was it 96 or 94?
94.
94. Do that, fair enough, but to keep it bloody, I mean, you may as well have gone to a club and done a dance. It was mad. Sean says everyone played well last night, but Wood runs like he's 40, not 30. Rich says, I think a Jimmy mug that makes the sounds of chickens and squirrels would be ideal.
Are you well, Jimmy, by the way? Heard about you.
Yes, yeah.
Massive
shout out. Yeah, massive shout out to Jimmy. Let us know you're okay, buddy. Get in touch. Let us know everything's okay. Answers, good luck for Bruno today. Got a dash. Take care, Geordies, and have a good one. The lads timed the Saudi trip perfectly. It's bloody freezing today, like Baltic. I mean, it is cold. It is freezing. I went to clear the old dog eggs out the garden yesterday, Billy, and it was the easiest time I'd ever picking them up. They were rock solid frozen, easy to pick up.
Get some snow around them and chuck them at the kids. It was all good fun.
Oh, no. But I might get some of that instant ice spray, for in the summer. I'll just spray it with ice before I pick it up. So it's, solid. Spacebar says a Jimmy Mugg singing Let's Get Down to Business would be awesome. Yeah, it would. Phil says, oh, God, I have missed this. Great fun. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Ian says the dance was a bit like running up to the other team and screaming, what now? Yeah. David says Professor Chadwick is a well-paid knacker. Absolutely. Julie J says I'm dipping in and out because the boss is hovering around like flies around dog shit again. Never mind. Now, tonight, Billy, 7 o'clock kickoff. We've got this one live on the Toon Review with myself and your good self commentating on the game. It has a historical factor to this game, Billy. Of course, you look back to 74. You look back to 78. Yeah. You look back to Bergkamp's amazing goal. It's got some history, this fixture. So where do you see this one going? Because I don't think it's going to be Argentina haven't impressed me in the World Cup. Yes, they've got better as the tournament's gone on. But they've got some very good players in midfield. But if they don't turn up, I think Argentina are in trouble.
I'm the opposite. I think Argentina will win. I think they'll get into the club, into the tournament slowly but surely, and they'll just get momentum at the right time. I love the midfield, the young lad Enzo Fernandez who plays for Benfica, or Sporting Lisbon, one of the two. He's based in Portugal anyway. Absolutely outstanding player. However, while they've got Otamendi in the back, there's always a chance to score against them, isn't there? So.
Well, that's my point. If the midfielders aren't up to their game, you're relying on Argentina's defence can well and truly be got at, and I think that's what the Van Gaal will be telling his players going into this game.
He might, but I'm not sure the Dutch attack is great either. So, I mean, Depay, he's all right.
Well, Gakpo's a canny player, Billy.
Gakpo's okay, but he's one player, and actually they're quite strong on the wide, actually, defensively, Argentina.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just think Argentina have just setting themselves into the tournament, started slow, getting better with each game, and I actually fancy them to beat the Dutch tonight. But like you say, they did play in '74 actually, Holland and Argentina. It was a rain-soaked evening, and where the Cruyff turn was born actually.
I know '74 stood out for me for something, right.
Well,
it'll be interesting. So make sure you're with us from 6:45 tonight. We'll have the build-up to the game and, of course, full commentary of it. As I say, it's on TV, obviously, but if you want to have the TV on with the sound off and listen to us, you're welcome to do that and spend your Friday evening watching a cracking game of football with me and Billy Bob Trey. Now, tomorrow, Morocco-Portugal, Billy. Now, I listened to a few pundits today say that, Portugal were, should win this game and comfortably because some of the players have got. However, Morocco aren't a bad side.
Absolutely not. Hakimi at right back's a world-class right back. Ziyech, obviously. They've got some good players on that side. The lad that plays in Italy, but I still fancy the Portuguese to go through. I think that Portugal, another one that have kind of moved themselves into the tournament. They've now dropped Ronaldo, so they're not static up front. Bruno Fernandes, for all we hate him, has had a pretty good tournament. Bernardo Silva, another one. Again, it's the back. It's having Pepe at the back still. He must be 56 years of age by now. He's got to be able to go out, surely. Someone with class will get a Portugal at the back, and that's why I don't think they'll win the actual tournament. Yeah. But I think they'll beat Morocco tonight. And
of course, Gomez obviously coming in for Ronaldo, who Newcastle are very much linked with. Ramos, yeah. Newcastle very much linked with him. Looks a good player, doesn't he?
Could have had him for 40 million in the summer. He was up for sale, and I think we were interested. You ain't going to get him for twice that much now, are you? The hat-trick in the World Cup. Yeah, he looks a much better player for Portugal in their system than Cristiano Ronaldo did. So,
absolutely.
Outstanding as well.
And, of course, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, live on the Toon Review as well. So, as I say, watch it on TV, but turn the crappy commentary off. We don't want to hear that kind of crappy commentary. It'll be brilliant on this channel as usual. So join us again. We'll be on from 6:40 tomorrow night, which gives us 20 minutes build up to the game to run through the teams and stuff. Now, not going to be an easy game tomorrow, is it?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And people are concentrating on the Mbappe v Walker tussle. I'm actually more worried about Dembele versus Shaw on the other side. If I'm perfectly honest, I think Dembele's got the legs and the skills to tear Luke Shaw a new one. With Harry Maguire going out to cover him, doesn't fill you with much confidence. I think we can deal with. I think we can deal with Giroud. I think we can probably deal with Mbappe, but the Dembele one, I'm not sure about that. It all depends on whether Southgate goes defensive or not. I hope he doesn't. Personally, I hope he doesn't. I don't see the point in having two men on Mbappe. If Walker can't deal with him, I don't see how Trippier's going to help. If I'm perfectly honest. I don't think Jordan Henderson deserves to be dropped, and if we go through it at the back, he probably will be. So I hope we go to this similar sort of side we played last Sunday. Yeah,
I was going to say, why not just play the same team? I mean, that team there probably good enough. I mean, we've got a very good bench as well. So I think too much has been made of Mbappe's situation. They're taking their eye off the other players that are there for France, Billy.
I agree. I totally agree.
There's too much being made of it.
I agree.
But there you go.
I think Griezmann and Dembele are as much of danger, if not more, than Mbappe. I think Walker can concentrate on Mbappe. Our strength will be their fullbacks. I think if we can get Foden and Saka in the game, I think their fullbacks can be got at. It's whether Harry Kane can get himself in the box more often than he has done.
Agreed. Ian says our strength is attack. If we try to sit back, we're fucked. I agree with that. We've said that for a long time. I Like Coffee says, I haven't watched any TV commentary since TTR started the watch-alongs. Brilliant. Brilliant. Barbara says, would it be possible for me to pick up those 2 car stickers at the game? I don't know if I'll be there yet. Obviously, with me being poorly, I don't know whether I'm venturing out yet, so we'll wait and see. If I go, I'll bring them. If not, I'll just have to post them out, Barbara, to be honest. Fez, good afternoon. Only just joining here, but it was nice to see that Mark Gillespie is... Did I call him Fez there?
You did, yeah.
I don't know whether Fez works for... I don't know. Mark Gillespie is indeed a real footballer and not some embezzlement scheme set up by former owners. I had my doubts for a while. Yeah, he's still there. He's still kicking around. Kane needs to stop dropping so deep. Giroud can be dangerous. Kane is playing a similar role to what Rooney used to play towards the end of his England career. Yeah, but he needs to stay up top.
The difference is Rooney's had a bit of pace about him. Harry Kane hadn't, and can't support the attack once he's give the ball to whoever he wants to give it to.
Absolutely. Right. Well, there you go. That is the review from last night, all done and dusted. Thank you so much for spending an hour's time of your afternoon with us. We will be back, of course, tonight at 7 o'clock. No, actually, 6:45 for the watch along in what should be an absolute cracker of a game of football. So do not miss it. Thank you to everyone that super chatted, the mod squad backstage. Thank you to Billy for your company this afternoon. And as I say, join us tonight. It's going to be a cracking commentary. It's going to be a cracking game, hopefully, from the World Cup. Holland-Argentina normally does bring out some very, very, very good football. So we're really looking forward to that. And we will see you at 6:45 tonight. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Keep an eye on social media, and I will let you know when the extra merch is on there, the 2 mugs and the car sticker. And we will see you then. See you tonight, guys. Good night.
Away the lads and lasses.
By the way, I just said good night. I mean, good afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm a dickhead. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's the medication, guys. It's the meds. It's killing me.
It's not in Saudi Arabia. It's not in Saudi
Well,
Arabia.
it is. Good night to some of the world. Yes, indeed. We'll see you. We'll see you at 6:45. Take care, guys.